The ICF 5900 is a portable radio for home use released by Sony in 1975. It became a popular product for children from junior high school students to adults, and became a great hit and sold products. Those days, the hobbies of BCL or broadcast listeners, which received shortwave broadcasts overseas and medium wave broadcasts in Japan, sent reception reports to broadcasting stations, and collected receipt certificates called verification cards were explosively popular. I heard that depending on the broadcasting station, too many mails of the received report from BCL arrived, and it seemed that the paperwork for issuing the verification card could not be processed sometimes. As for these radios for BCL, home appliance makers in Japan competed to develop and release a wide variety of radios. It was probably Mitsubishi Electric's radio, named Zeekum, that sparked his BCL boom. Mr. Kaneda Himotsuki, a popular voice actor, was the announcer of the BCL special program on the 3.9 MHz Japanese shortwave broadcast, which was an unusual and very popular program on shortwave broadcasts among radio listeners. Following the Zeekum radio, many radio products such as Sony's Sky Sensor, Matsushita Electric National's Kuga, and Sanyo's Rashiba were released in competition, and their popularity increased day by day. In those days, field effect transistors (FET) and integrated circuit IC were in the prototype stage in Japan, and it seemed that it was quite difficult to implement them in electronic products. But indicating the characters IC plus FET on the front panel of the product became attractive advertising effect for customers. Radios at that time could not indicate the reception frequency as digital display, and could not receive standby reception by matching the frequency in advance to receive shortwave band overseas broadcast lined up at intervals of 5 kHz almost without gaps. For this reason, we didn't know which station we were listening to until the announcer said the station name and the frequency after listening to the broadcast we were receiving for a while. The Sky Sensor, ICF 5900, is probably the world's first home appliance to solve the problem of not being able to read the frequency of the receiving station with a mechanical 10 kHz accuracy. In this problem, there were no microcomputers, PLLs, or digital clocks. CPUs could only be used on large computers called mainframe nowadays. And frequency counters probably cost more than 300,000 yen, which used a great deal of logic ICs. Therefore, connect a frequency counter that costs 300,000 yen or more, which is 10 times the price, to a radio of 20,000 yen or 30,000 yen. Read the local oscillation frequency and subtract or add the intermediate frequency from the reception frequency. It seems that there were only a few people who calculated and made it find out the receiving frequency. I'd like to think that connecting a frequency counter that costs more than 300,000 yen to a radio that costs about 20,000 yen or 30,000 yen would be too expensive and not economically viable and not practical at the same time. On the other hand, even though it is a radio of 20,000 yen and 30,000 yen, the exchange rate at that time might be 360 yen per dollar, and the university starting salary was about 40,000 yen. So the current value is 4 to 5 times. It seems that it was quite expensive, which was worth the money. The desire to read the frequency of shortwave broadcasts being received with an accuracy of 5 kHz has increased among many overseas broadcast reception fans. The Sky Sensor, ICF 5900, gave a great solution for this expectation. The circuit method is a very simple idea that the oscillation frequency of the second local oscillator of the double super heterodyne radio is moved by changing the oscillation frequency with a VFO in the plus or minus 125 kHz band centered on 10.7 MHz. As far as I know, with the ICF 5900 product detection by diode SBM and frequency stability of VFO have been improved, and SSB, which has already been used for professional wireless communication equipment, can now be received with very stable and good sound tone quality. The communication equipment at that time was mechanical and already enabled 1 kHz direct reading, and it seems that the frequency stability was also very good. But the ICF 5900 can read 10 kHz directly, and that AM, SSB, FM radios that can receive binaural broadcasts were Epic making products for home appliances.